Music's already playing. Let's get ready for war. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Resident Evil 3. In the last episode, we got our lockpick, and we managed to get through the entire Raccoon Police Department, only to find that Nemesis has found us. And he's waiting right outside the door. I hope you're ready for this. You're gonna have to fight him, you're gonna have to use everything you have, because at this point in the game, you barely have anything. If you manage to grab the Magnum or the grenade launcher, you'll be good. Just make sure you have at least 2 healing items, have your powerful weapon. Let's go, because as soon as you go out this door, he's going to attack you and hit you. Well, possibly not hit you. Whenever you hear him say stars, in this particular fight, that means he's loading up his rocket launcher to shoot you. Now, Nemesis has a very predetermined pattern. Basically, if he can't shoot you, if you're not in his line of sight for the rocket launcher... Oh, wow. Jill, you took that rocket to the face like a champ. But whenever he comes running, run towards his left arm or his right arm. It all depends on which angle he's coming from, because most of the time you can miss his giant swing if you go to the left, but most of the time you want to go right. As soon as he goes down the first time, that is half the fight done in any Nemesis fight. I'm all out of Magnum. I'm gonna have to fight him. If you can manage to pull off some good dodges, that would be a good time to use it. And sometimes if you want this fight to go a lot better, I'm just doing this to mainly get it over with, but you can wait for Nemesis to actually aim his rocket and then move out of the way. I was caught in the middle of reloading. Make sure you're always reloaded or else you're going to get caught in that animation. But mainly, if you just want to wait on this fight, you can wait for him to load up his rocket launcher, move out of the way, and just go back and forth. Whew, I played that really close. That was actually a really bad fight for me. I'm just surprised I managed to get it in the first try. Now, in hard mode, when you beat Nemesis, you get special items. There's a grand total of 7. This is the first one, Eagle Parts A. You beat him the first 2 times, you can get a brand new handgun. I can't wait to put this thing together. It is so overpowered, and it's a brilliant handgun to have. But that's it for the first Nemesis fight. Now we can get out of here. If you actually go back to where he was, his body will have disappeared. That's how you know you have actually beaten him, and the music will go back to normal. Sometimes, very rarely, when you kill him, you will not get an item. Even if you have fought Nemesis right now and you saw him outside the police station, don't ask me how, but let's say you fight him, you win, you get an item, you go a couple rooms out of his way, and then he comes back. Don't kill him. You're just going to waste ammo because you won't get anything from him. Think of it like every 2 times you see him, that's the time to kill him. I'm going to do my best to get all the items, but truth be told, the path I always take to beat this game nets me 6 out of the 7 items. And the 7th item you don't even need. All of these items you don't even need, but it's a good perk to have. I still love the only reason we went to the police station is to get a lockpick. Oh, great. Giant bugs. Gotta love those enemies. And wow, we have a lot of handgun bullets. Definitely have to use those. As far as the handgun bullets go, and by the way, this is a very good log here if you want to take a good read, but as far as handgun bullets go, try your best not to use too many of them with the regular handgun you have, because as soon as you get that upgraded handgun from Nemesis, you are going to love having just a stockpile of regular ammunition. It is going to help so much, and that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. Since I've had the big ammunition, like the shotgun, the Magnum, I've mainly been using that to get rid of, bigger enemies, Nemesis, just to save the handgun bullets. And you'll see why. I really do like that diary. That's a very good entry. Do not blow up that barrel. You're going to want to use it later. And that should be it that's here. can't remember, is it this room or the next room? Ah, it's this room! If you look up there, I'll actually zoom in for you. It's Capcom! Nice Easter egg, guys, calling yourselves out in this game, back when you were good. We'll have to come back here later. A lot of stuff you'll see in this first part of the city, you will definitely have to come back for it. And as you come back, the enemy layout will change. Speaking of that, let me tell you about how Nemesis shows up. He's going to be chasing you throughout this entire game. A lot of them are plot-specific. What the hell was that? Speaking of plot-specific, I don't think I've ever heard that before. But as far as Nemesis appearing in different locales, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I have tried it a few times and it actually worked. It's all dependent on how many times you go through doors. A certain number of times going through doors or just scene transitions will cause either new enemies to spawn or Nemesis to show up. As I said, there's a lot of plot-convenient places to fight Nemesis, and those are actually really good to help get you the special items. And I think this is actually what that gunfire was for. Yeah, it was this mercenary. He just got killed by dogs. We were just a few seconds faster. Just keep in mind, if you clear out a particular segment of the city, and enemies come back later, that means you have gone through too many doors, and you have caused them to respawn and recalculate. I just love how this game was put together as far as not only enemy placement, but just how they spawn. Dogs actually got a lot easier in Resident Evil 3, at least in my opinion. For one, the dodge mechanic makes it so much easier to get them in a compromising place to where you can just kill them. But as soon as you hit them once with a handgun, you can just aim down and keep firing until they're dead. Helps if there isn't a pack of them, but at least one-on-one, it's a lot easier. It's better than them, like, staying up, and as soon as you start shooting them while they're down, they get stuck in an animation loop. Here's an instance of blue herbs. You never want to use these unless you really have to. Blue herbs heal poison, and we haven't met anything that can actually poison us yet, so keep those in mind that they are there. We might need those a bit later. Now, you see those handgun bullets we got? It was just a 30-pack. In easy mode, and this goes for everything in easy mode, every time you pick up stray ammo that's just out on the field, it will always be doubled in easy mode. So, as I was going through collecting other footage on easy mode, I picked that up and I got a 60-pack out of it. Not that I actually needed it on easy mode, but just the fact that it was there was kind of a kick in the face for a hard mode player. There's a good example of being able to combine items and not having to have them in your inventory. A lot of the older Resident Evils had that problem where, in order to combine items, they had to be in your inventory first. You couldn't just combine them in with other items in the box. But in Resident Evil 3, and I think Resident Evil 2, they fixed that to where if you have an item that'll go with another one in your box, just click on them both, and they'll automatically combine. It saves a lot of time. And these dogs... This part could have gone a lot better. I actually did this pretty sloppily. There is a way, if you get into that corner and you shoot the shotgun right as they're all running towards you, you can actually hit all three of them, possibly kill one, and then the other two are just, a couple shots away. I was trying to do that to conserve ammo, but it didn't really work. I'm not doing everything that I wanted to. I managed to beat Nemesis the first time, which very rarely happens, especially after a long stretch of not playing this game. But a lot of the tricks I'm kind of messing up. I must be your tour guide. You saw this enemy a bit earlier. I believe these are called the Reapers. If not, you'll see something on screen telling you what they actually are. But these bugs are annoying. They're fast, they deal a lot of damage, and they can actually run after you. Not only that, but they have a really big jump. And I want to see if we can actually show that off. This guy here. Yeah, that's a good example of him running towards you. And if he catches you, he'll deal quite a bit of damage to you, actually. I'm going to have to come back with a battery. There we go. There's the jump. They won't directly jump on you, but they can jump directly in front of you. So you'll end up just running into them, and then they'll attack you. That's mean.
Scum!
Looks like we have another survivor around here. He managed to kill the zombie for us. That's nice. Speaking of that area right there, we just walked in there, and we could have had one of two scenes depending on which way we went. Going this way leads to a whole different scenario of scenes, a whole different collection of them. And that's just from turning right as opposed to turning left. And no worries, I'll be sure to show that off, because it actually changes how you get a key item in the game. Speaking of key items, that's a bad idea to pick this up early. You see, the water is electrified, and these fountains activated when we took the giant compass. If you walk into that water, you're going to get electrified. There's actually an Easter egg with those plaques there, underneath there, and speaking of Easter eggs, they were getting pretty excited for the next sequel. So much so that we could see it at the movies already. Let's go watch Biohazard 4. Sounds like fun. This episode's actually just chock full of Easter eggs. I love it. Capcom, do more of this. Stop sucking. We'll get back to that Easter egg on the plaque since it shows we obviously need an item there. And hopefully I got the roll I needed. Yes! You'll either get a handgun bullet pack or two containers of gunpowder A. So either way, you're getting handgun bullets. I do like getting the gunpowder there. I'm going to do my best to use the ammo that I find out on the field just to save the gunpowder, because I will want to end up making different types of grenade rounds, eventually magnum rounds if I need them. And there are also combinations where you can get just a gigantic amount of shotgun or handgun ammo just from mixing A's and B's. I wasn't able to find anything else in here, like a handgun ammo or anything like that. But this place actually has a lot of different things that can happen here. And it's all based on one event that happens. By the way, when you come here, be sure to have your lockpick. For the only other item in here... Oh, and nice little nod there to smokers. I can just imagine an employee coming in, sees the no smoking sign, crosses it out, and he's like, yeah, take that, boss. But this is another reason we came in here. The only reason we came in here, to be honest. It was just to open up this cover here.
What's that?
Calm down, lady. I'm no zombie. My name's Carlos, Corporal of Umbrella's Biohazard Countermeasure Force. What's your name?
Jill, did you just say you belong to Umbrella's army?
Yeah, we came all the way out here to save you civilians, but the mission went bad the minute we landed.
Wait, how did he find me?
Alright, think fast. You wouldn't think it would be this simple, but in order to avoid Nemesis, hide in the kitchen.
Over here!
Are you crazy? You could have barbecued both of us!
I'm not kidding. That actually worked. And not only that, it counted as a Nemesis kill. So, always do that. You get a free kill on him to get the second Nemesis item, the second half of the eagle parts. That is hilarious. We didn't even need to go down there. It just opened up another option to escape Nemesis. For this playthrough. Oh, and that only knocked him out. It didn't actually kill him, so, escape. You gotta love those sound effects. What happened?
I need to ask you something. Why did Umbrella send your team here?
Our mission is to rescue the civilians.
How kind of you. Considering Umbrella caused all this in the first place, those liars!
Look, we're just mercenaries, hired hands. No time for talking. If you can believe me, then join us. Think about it!
So he just leaves me all alone with Nemesis just on the other side of that door. And he's still coming, by the way. He just came through the door! Carlos, you just left me with Nemesis! Oh, there he is. I was wondering when he was going to show up. Oh, no. That's not good. But that is good. If you have enough health and you shake the control stick, press all the buttons, you can easily get up from that. What you don't want to happen is him to throw you behind him when you don't have health, because he'll just turn straight around, pick you up, kill you. Look at that. We're in another situation where we are completely cornered by Nemesis. He is right outside that door, and we gotta go fight him again. We're not gonna go out and fight him this time. We're actually going to just rearrange everything and get ready for that Nemesis fight. But I want to show off what you actually get. Gonna throw away our old handgun, combine the two parts, and get the Eagle 6.0. This shoots twice as fast, it has twice as much damage, and it has a higher rate of critical hits. What does that mean? Well, you can pop zombie heads now. It's every so often a zombie head will just pop right off. It's so much nicer because it saves a lot of ammunition. There we go, we should have everything. So, next time on Resident Evil 3, we're actually going to try to avoid Nemesis. I'm going to try our best. And we'll definitely need this, because there's a puzzle we're going to be solving here soon. But, go figure, he's right outside this door. And believe it or not, this happens more often than not. Nemesis chases you everywhere, and most of the time when you dive into save rooms, he's going to be right outside waiting. We'll tackle him next time. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at the other options. The other one I didn't pick is just silly.
This way!
You know how I told you there was no reason to come down here? Besides the second option? Well, there is nothing down here. This is actually a trap, by the way. If you come down here, the water is going to keep filling, and you can drown. One thing you can do is go back up the ladder, but Nemesis is waiting right there, or you can come right here to the ventilation hole, and you can climb through and be safe. So yeah, we opened that up for a second option to face the second time we see Nemesis. And that's it.
Wait, I have to ask you something.
I know. You want to ask me out? All the foxy ladies love my accent. It drives them crazy.
What? Keep dreaming. Tell me, why did Umbrella send your team in?
We're here to rescue the civilians.
Don't lie to me. Umbrella is the reason why this whole mess began.
Look, we're just mercenaries, hired hands. Do you really think the master would tell his dogs why they have to retrieve the stick he just threw? If you want answers, you should talk to someone else. I am not with Umbrella. We'll have to finish this later. Believe it or not, we're only here to rescue the civilians. If you can trust me, then help us. Think about it.
Carlos, you just left me with zombies! First Nemesis and then zombies?
How did he
He's such a jerk! But last but not least, the third option, doing absolutely nothing. And now, I will say that basement area, it does have a purpose, and I'll be showing that off in the next episode. But, let's see. So, Carlos, do you know how to shoot? You missed me by a mile, Nemesis! Come on! I will see you guys next time.